Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play some Orzhov Pixie Bounce. So, Pixie was a deck prior to, well, not just Edge of Eternity, but recent banning, that was tearing up a lot of the meta, and I think everybody likes to play Esper. But I wanted to try Orzhov just to get the color fixes a little bit better, and there are a lot of good cards in Orzhov to help it kind of pop off. Now, originally we have the Grim Bauble, the Tinybones. We also have Momentum Breaker and Nowhere to Run, just for all kinds of removal. And we get to bounce with not just Pixie, but also Sunpearl Kirin and Ambrosia Whiteheart. But with Edge of Eternity, we got some cool new cards to add to the deck. We got the Lightstall Inquisitor, which is a 1-mana 2/1. That's a Vigilance Angel Wizard that basically tax out a card from our opponent's hand. It's not as good as Hopeless Nightmare or even Tinybones Join Up, because it doesn't make him discard it. It just tax it out for an extra mana, or if it's a land, it has to be a tap land, or it becomes a tap land. But it is a 2/1 creature, so we get a lot of damage in that way. But more importantly, we got a new card in Cosmogrand Zenith. A card I really want to try out for the Pixie deck, because we get a multiple, double spells with this deck. And this 3-mana 2/4 creature says whenever we play our second spell, we get to either create 2 1/1 soldiers or put a +1 counter on each creature we control, which, as you can see, if we're able to just play a Pixie, bounce a Momentum Breaker, Nowhere to Run, and play it back out again, or even bounce a Grim Bauble and play it back out again, now our Cosmogrand is going to make a bunch of creatures on board if we don't have board presence. And if we do have board presence, those creatures are going to get buffed. So that's kind of the idea of how we win a lot of our games. But we also have Halia, Guided by Light, which is a pretty good warp card. It's a 3-mana 3/3 that says whenever Halia, another creature or artifact enters, we gain 1 life. Which, that doesn't sound too great. But at the beginning of our end step, we're going to draw a card if we gain 3 or more life this turn. So, if we're able to gain a lot of life with, Pixie bounces to get creatures into the battlefield, or trigger a Cosmogrand getting 2 1/1 soldiers, which will trigger the Halia twice, we will be able to gain 3 life and draw cards. Now, there's not a lot of card draws in this deck, but Halia is there to at least help us do that. We also have 4 Aven Interrupter. Aven Interrupter is one of those hidden good cards because of the new meta. Now, Aven Interrupter does, make our opponent, pretty much counter a spell and make that spell plotted, and our opponent can recast it on a later turn, technically for free. But as long as Aven Interrupter is in play, it'll cost 2 for each Aven Interrupter. And what's great about this combo, or this synergy in the deck, is with Lightstall Inquisitor, because it does make them exile that spell, and it costs 1 more, but it doesn't just cost 1 more, it also costs 2 more for every Aven Interrupter in play. So that's kind of the idea of these pseudo combo. Now, another thing that Aven Interrupter does very well is tax out a lot of plotted cards, or not plotted cards, it does tax out plotted cards, but it also tax out a lot of the warped cards, right? With Edge of Eternity, there's a lot of warp going on, and this might be able to stop creatures from coming in after the warp, because casting creatures from exile also costs 2 more, even if it's an opponent's effect. So, I think it's a pretty useful and cool card to try out in this deck. And then finally, we have 3 Enduring Innocence, not Curiosity. It is just card draw for every one of our small creature drops. Cosmogrand Zenith can get us card draw, Pixie or Lightstall can get us card draw. So, it's not crazy good, but it's, good enough for this deck to get cards into the hand. And then, of course, we have 1 Sogai Lantern, because I want to be able to fight graveyard decks. So that's the whole idea of the deck. Very straightforward. We can talk about the whole deck list for Lightstall Inquisitor, for Lightstall Inquisitor, 3 Tinybones, and 1 Sogai Lantern. All the cards that we could play on turn 1 if we want to. But if we're on turn 2, we can play Nurturing Pixie to bounce back one of our 1-drops. Or if we're going second and our opponent has a creature like a land or elf, we can Grim Bauble it as soon as possible. So there's 3 Grim Baubles in the deck. Then, going to turn 2, we got 4 Sunpearl Kirin and 1 Ambrosia for our bounces, and then 4 Momentum Breaker and 4 Nowhere to Run for our removal. And then we have, on turn 3, we got 4 Cosmogrand Zenith, 3 Enduring Curiosity as our active tempo play. We have 1 Halia, which I like to play as a warp spell, just to get card draws quickly. And then we have 4 3-drops in Aven Interrupter as an interactive play, a responsive play, as to counter our opponent's spell. Then, let's talk about the lands. We have 20 lands in the deck because, well, we kind of curve out to 3 mana as the Police are going crazy outside. We curve out to 3 mana, which means that we have 3 plays, 1 swamp. Then we have 4 Bleachbone Verge, 4 Concealed Courtyard, and 4 Godless Shrines. Orzhov is very good right now because we have our Shock Land in the format. And then we have 4 starting towns just in case we don't get our mana that we want. And that's the whole deck list. Very straightforward deck. I want to know how well it can do in the current meta. Alright, our opponent is... I'm not reading all that. The Initiate. Opponent goes first. Well, what do you know? Alright, bunch of almost completely useless cards in my hand. Seems pretty nice. Temple plenty. I don't need to throw out the Godless Shrine in turn 1. Tifa. Wow. Okay. Playing this game. No Tifa, please. Traveling Chocobo. I'll play live. I don't want to see that Chocobo either. Get out of here. Hydra. Is that all you're gonna do? We will Ambrosia back. Well, first you, middle card, and now Ambrosia back the Grim Bauble. Just keep doing this. Tifa. Looks familiar. No way to run your Tifa. Landfall. If he doesn't do anything, I'll sack the Bauble. If he does something, I'll Sunpearl Kirin and bring back Nowhere to Run. Yep, take that, you jerk. I hate your deck. Alright, our opponent is Sump from Monster? We go first. Alright. That is 4 lands. I don't want to see 4 lands. Do I hold back the Lightstall? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hold back the Lightstall. It's not doing that much. I take this Archive. He would have just exiled that anyways. Concealed Courtyard. I'm gonna throw the Lightstall turn 2. Is this a Reanimator deck? Elspeth. Oh boy, Blue Eye Control. We got 4 lands, and then we got 5 lands out of 8 cards. Like I said, right? It's either all of them or none of them. Alright. Cosmogrand's probably getting countered here. Or getting removed, get lost. Bunch of different kind of removals. There it is. Cosmogrand got lost. Stock up's pretty good. Like, our deck's not going to be able to fight that unless we draw an early start. But instead of early start, I drew 5 lands and Grim Bauble, which don't do much. And you just get a Day of Judgment and we're kind of out. That's the plan anyways. Aven Interrupter. I mean, I don't have time for that, though. That's the problem, right? Grim Bauble. Let's just get some 1/1s. And then he plays a Day of Judgment. And we get blown up. I can hope he has a tap land and can't Day of Judgment right now. Oh, no. Untap land. Consult the Stars. That's not what I expected. Then again, I don't... Do I have 2 spells to play? I could bounce the Lightstall and play the Lightstall? You can counter the Lightstall, but it's already out. It's gonna no more lies. That's fine. I'm gonna decline. Bring him down to 9. There's 9 damage on board. Maybe he tries Ultima this turn. Oh, Day of Judgment. You did not expect my deck to have a counterspell, did you? Now there's more than enough on board. Oh, that Pixie draw was such clutch. Alright. GG control deck. You're playing all wrong. Should have Day of Judgment when I had just the Cosmogrand on board. Alright, our opponent is Jin. The cactus named Jin. We gotta go first. Don't have 1-drops, but we are going first. So I'm gonna keep. Not playing the Pixie. Now I play the Lightstall. Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll play the Lightstall. Into the Flood Maul. Yeah, I don't want to play the Pixie into this, to be fair. Dude, is that a turn 2 Soul Cauldron? Oh my god. Well, what can I do here? Take another one of his cards out. Tap Mountain. FOMO. What would he discard here? Tursa. I do draw a land, thankfully, but I don't really have the time to do anything, right? Gotta kill the FOMO. Break his momentum. Winter Night Story. Draw 3, discard a card. Alright. Anytime he gets a creature out, I am screwed. So, I guess we're going Operation Stop him from having creatures. Gets a VV under the Soul Cauldron. What can he do here? We gotta do it. Oh, come on. You... How gutless. Alright, our opponent is Just-in Time Roa. We go first. It's good. Go first hand. Take a card out of his hand. Maybe I take a card out of his hand. Maybe he's not even in the game. He is clicking a lot though, so I think he's in here. Takes a swamp out of his hand. Plays a swamp. Cecil. Alright. Do we do anything to Cecil? Probably not. Probably bat turn. I don't want to get hit by a bat. Feed the Swarm. Madness. Yeah, you feed the Swarm. I don't get it. Should let him attacked, then killed it. That would have been funny. Alright, what am I doing this turn? Maybe I'm playing Halia. No, right? I want to bring back my Nowhere to Run. Next turn, Cosmogrand and then Halia. Summon Wall. Let's bring back the Nowhere to Run. I don't gain 3 life like this. So maybe I played the Lantern. Let's get 2 1/1s. And we'll get rid of the Cecil. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I fly. There's a menace, but it doesn't fly, so I'm okay with that. We have Nowhere to Run. He can see it. Unstoppable Slasher. Okay. I guess he doesn't care about what I have. I can exile this in response, right? So let's warp this in first. Alright, so it's 4, 1, 1, 2. Can block the 2, 4, but he doesn't kill any creatures this way. And because I gain 1 and 3 life, I draw a card. It's getting warped out. Oh, Enduring Innocence with Cosmogrand Zenith is so good. I need to draw a land though. Not likely for this hand, so... Okay. Annex. Well, this does stuff. I think I just want to bounce. Like, I can pick CD Nowhere to Run to kill the Demon Wall. But it's probably better than Ambrosia. Even though it's a flash speed spell. Right now, doing this would mean that I get to kill the Demon Wall. Yeah. Buff board. How much damage is this? Down to 1. Too much damage is how much? Could I got lethal somehow there? I don't think there was a combination of cards. But he's at 1. His Unholy Annex will kill him. So, good luck. Slasher, GG. Alright. Killed yourself. I guess you're just in time to blow up. Alright, our opponent is Boktoberfest. Why does this text even here? Like, there's no other game, like, formats. Alright, Landwar Elf. I can't answer Landwar Elf turn 1. So... just gonna make him discard a card. Maybe we can stop his value. Can't stop the Landware Elf. Maybe we can stop the value. Wow. So just all ramps? Evangelist. Okay. Can't stop the Evangelist. Will stop the Elf. Then we'll see where we go from here. Get lost like nowhere to run. That's probably smart. Probably. If I return a token, I draw a card. How much do I care about drawing that card, though? Definitely want to keep up the Interrupter. Nah. You cast that with more mana. I'll take it. That's pretty important draw here. Can I do it twice? Kill the Evangelist. And flash in the Ambrosia. No, a card? Oh, I wanted him to have that land. You can pay 4 for the Paw Patch. What the heck is this? Mobilize? Vigilance, Mobilize 3. Interesting. Alright, I could kill this with the Kirin. Then I can I can Grim Bauble, right? So he's tapped out, alright. Bring back the Bauble. We'll Bauble this little guy right here. I'll go down to 10. Momentum break this. I don't know why I clicked it. I don't get to choose. His creature just died. Alright, he has to pay 4 if he wants a Paw Patch. It's something, but it's not. Okay, Ravager. Ravager is pretty good. He can't do it, right? Why is there a stick? I don't know why there's a stick. So, he doesn't have flyers. Let's get the Cosmogrand out there. Do I pump the Cosmogrand or do I pump the... Let's pump the Cosmogrand. It didn't matter there because I was going to draw a land. Now let's pump the Cosmogrand again so that it doesn't die when it blocks. Momentum Breaker. It's only one spell though. Hey, it's damage. If he wants to chump. He doesn't chump, so it goes down to 7. I cannot momentum break next turn. So... Alright. Wild Guide. What can I draw here? Sacrificing this lets me decide what I'm doing next turn. If I play this, he would just sacrifice the 1/1. He still doesn't have haste, right? I actually don't have a land, so the Ambrosia is not attacking either way. It's tricky. I'm at 10. What is my next? Okay. I mean, so I don't get to decide too much of this. Breaker momentum. Probably sack the 1/1 here. One is a token. Wow, okay. Was not expecting that. I guess he wants all the mana he can get. Do I attack with the Cosmogrand? I don't need to. Drew a land. Call patch for 4. That's fine too. But I fly, right? I don't know what he can do. I don't think he can deal 10 this turn. GG. Could have drawn a card and see what he would draw, but didn't matter. Alright, our opponent is Max. The brilliant Max. He's so smart. He's maximum smart. We're gonna go first. I got 2 drops. Alright, I drew 10 lands last game. I'm gonna draw 0 this time, huh? I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I mean, I drew all the lands for the next 10 games, so I guess here I'm pretty sure, you know, the Arena Shuffler is mixing things up a bit and screwing everyone over. I don't know. Like, it can't screw everyone over. Some people have got to get boosts. Is it just the green decks that's getting the boost? I'm playing mono, like dual color decks, right? Like, are the monocolor decks the only ones getting all the boosts? What am I playing against? Look at this draw. Like, it's just all 3 drops. Just 1 and 2 drops in this deck. But we draw 2 lands and all 3 drops. I've shown mulligans where I go down to 5. That didn't really help. I'm about to not draw a land. Oh, I did draw a land. Alright, so here's the question, right? Am I going to interrupt them? Am I going to interrupt their play? Or do I want to throw Enduring Innocence? I'm pretty sure the Enduring Innocence is getting torched. But he could just not do anything turn 3. Something he wants to play. If I knew I have a land, I could next turn go into Ambrosia and then Momentum Breaker again. Then Cosmogrand Zenith will be pretty good. But right now I don't have that. And if I get Torch the Tower here, then my Innocence just entirely dies. Consult? He's trying to look for land number 3, I guess. Maybe I should have Aven Interrupted on Consult. Yep, so I'll come. Please pay extra for that. Well, I'm pretty sure our opponent's also having a little bit of a mana issue. Because the way that game kind of shaped out. We're going to interrupt this card as well. There might be a burn spell in his hand. Right, there's a stick, so it's probably a burn spell. Either that or Flood Maul. Oh, there's a Flood Maul. I mean, Flood Maul's not that good of a card to play right now. Except I don't hit my lands. So he gets more on me. Yeah, he gets more on me because I don't hit my lands. This feels more right. You know, I don't hit my lands and he hits his lands. Last game, it was just me all lands. Into the Flood Maul again. How many into the Flood Maul does he have? Blot it. Alright. Still 2 mana. If you want to play one of those cards. And perhaps I'll draw a land in the next 10 years. Not Stalker. That's wild. Alright. We break. I think we Lightstall first, then we break, right? Lightstall first. What did he put out? Crash through. Oh, okay. And we break. And I attack for 2. Max speed, 3 lands. He could stalk up for 2, or he could also into the Flood Maul for 2. Or he could just Torch. Now those cards are free. At least he's out of steam, sort of. I'm out of cards. Don't think he wants to Flood Maul at 2-1. Maybe I'll draw land number 4 in the next 10 years. Eh. Wild maybe. I mean, that's 2 torches gone, though, so now I don't have to worry as much against the torches with my Enduring. There is a Flood Maul, I mean. That's also a card to watch out for. So what do I do here, even? I guess I can Aven Interrupter or something. If he doesn't, I'm just going to cure him back. Ah, well, he does that. Make him recast the stock up again. It still stops it for this turn. That's his last torch. One of these days I'll draw land number 4. One of these days. I draw 13 cards in, I got 3 lands. Last time 13 cards in, I got 10 lands. So I don't think he wants to Flood Maul my Momentum Breaker. So he'll probably Flood Maul the Cosmogrand. Or Flood Maul the Enduring Innocence. What does that mean then? Does it mean I Ambrosia him? Not drawing land, so letting him Flood Maul here probably is just bad. Stock up. Just getting all the cards our opponent needs because we can't draw land number 4. All I needed was 4 lands. There's fucking Vivi. Always had it. Now is he gonna play something in response to this? Alright, gotta kill Vivi in response. We can activate it to get 0 mana. Those are sorcery speed. One. You want to crash through the 1/1? Oh, you can't. So he's just got Flood Maul, which doesn't do anything. And yeah, 15 cards in, 3 lands. It's like 1/5 lands, like I'm playing 12 lands here now. Last game I was playing 30 lands in a deck, this time I'm playing 12. Alright. What does this do? Crash through. I mean, I should just get rid of it when I can. I don't know what he's gonna do. Slight. It's a card he could play. He chose not to play it. Well, you should have played it. Oh, it's a land. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense not to play, right? He doesn't whiff. He hasn't whiffed in the last 25 spells or cards that you drew. I could not draw land number 4. This whole deck, okay, land number 4 is going to be a tap land for sure, right? Just look at his hand. I just know it. Starting town. There's your tap stuff. Let's Ambrosia. Mill card. And I'll return my Momentum Breaker. Tap land! Am I doing anything else? Probably not. I played Enduring Innocence, he bounced it. I don't have an instant speed, like, interaction. So guess we're playing the Enduring Innocence. Like, he can get Vivi here. Remember early game with the 2 Aven Interrupters? Flood Malt, yeah. Who would have seen that coming, right? It's got 1 card left. It was a sleight of hand. He's got 1 card left. It's a Vivi. Throwing it out there with knowing there's a Momentum Breaker is wild. He doesn't get any power onto the Vivi either. And the lands keep coming. Oh, say goodbye to your Vivi. Storm Chaser's Talent. Now he's getting some stuff. He's going to get the stock up back. And he's going to cast the stock up probably. And he's got to cast it, right? If he doesn't cast it, it's going away. That's not a stock up. Alright. Well, that is all the cards I need. Let's get the Cosmogrand out. I can't even Grim Bauble in. If I had the +1/+1 counter, it's not lethal. Gotta get rid of these creatures. He did not get stock up and use stock up. That's wild. He can get to chapter 3, and every spell he plays does give him an otter, but I think my board is a little bit bigger. Roaring Furnace. Deal 0 damage. It's not even instant sorcery. I guess that's a GG. Oh, it took forever, but we got there. Jeez, that was a game. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those Orzhov Pixie games, how did this deck feel? First of all, I think this deck worked pretty well, and it did exactly what I wanted to do, which is, you know, do the Pixie bounce thing, remove their creatures, make them discard spells. Cosmogrand Zenith were able to get us creatures or pump our board whenever we needed to, should we get that opportunity. And Aven Interrupter exactly force our opponent to plot their spells. And it's a pseudo counter. It doesn't actually fully counter the spell. It delays it, but this is an aggro deck, so every delay kind of gets us closer to the win. So yes, the whole deck does synergize exactly as we want. But I need to talk a little bit about conspiracy theories, because I think after the recent banning, WotC realized that their cheating algorithm on Arena was not doing what it's supposed to do. So they kind of revamped a little, and now it cheats a little bit better for, I'm not going to say who, but let's just say it's not for people who upload videos on YouTube. And it's not just me. I've seen a lot of recent Edge of Eternity standard plays, because obviously as Edge of Eternity rolls out, a lot of people want to put their videos online. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people who play this game every day is getting mana screwed. I don't know why. We got, mana screwed is kind of not the right word. It's getting mana sort of wonky draws with all of their decks. So I have 20 land in this deck. I get it. It's very little lands. Getting mana screwed is normal. But here's the problem. I'm not getting mana screwed in the way that you're expecting. I'm drawing 7, 8 lands out of 15 cards in this deck with 20 lands. So very often. And I see a lot of people do that. The Arena has, or not just Arena, but Magic Standard has gotten to a point where every deck is so aggressive that everyone's just running 20, 21, 22 lands. Some people are even cutting down to 19, 18 lands. And somehow, we're still getting flooded. And you can say it's a conspiracy theory. You can say it's just variance. But the number of variants is becoming unrealistic, improbable. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully WotC, either come clean about this or fixes this. They can shadow fix it. I don't know what's going to happen, but right now, it seems like a lot of people are getting their mana kind of wonked up, and I don't think you want to run 20 lands. Maybe you have to go up to 22 just to get mana screwed in the right way, and I don't know if there's anything we can cut. Now, coming back to the deck, I don't think there's anything we want to cut from the deck, because it synergizes pretty well. But if there's one card that I don't think outperformed my expectation, it is Halia. I don't think it works that well in this deck, because obviously we're not playing that many spells in the turn, and getting Halia to combo off with Cosmogrand really requires us to have a lot more mana and a lot later into the game, which is not what the intent of this deck is. Unfortunately, Lightstall does not make our opponent discard, so we have to get damage in quicker, and we have to finish the game as quickly as we can. And that's the whole idea of this deck. I still think it's a pretty fun deck to play around with. Maybe some more fine-tuning that can be done. Maybe there's too many Cosmogrands and too many 3-drops in this deck that only curves out to 3. But only time can tell, and maybe there's some additions that I haven't seen that some other people have already sought through. But that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.